All right, what if I told you that water has flavor, real distinct flavor, and there's a guy who's built an entire career around it? Today on the show, we have Martin Riese. He moved to the US in 2011, and by 2012, he'd created America's very first water menu. He's the first water sommelier, and he's here to prove that water is so much more than just H2O. He's here to talk about America's infrastructures, data centers, water rights, and all things you might not have known about your agua. You might have seen Martin on Zac Efron's Down to Earth documentary on Netflix, Explained on Netflix, GQ Magazine's most expensive series where he opened a $100,000 bottle of Beverly Hills 90 H2O with 2 Chainz and Diplo, or maybe even on Vanderpump Rules. He's everywhere. Today, we're lucky enough to get time with him. Let's meet Martin Riese. Welcome back, Martin.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be back.
You better be, because this is the best place to try waters.
I think so too. I heard you like to hydrate yourself.
Sometimes.
And I brought some really cool waters for you.
Okay, tell me more.
They might be a little crazy.
Really?
Like us.
Let's go try them.
Okay.
All right, Martin, I'm super excited to taste and experience everything that you brought for us.
Thank you, Tracy. You know what the most important thing is in a water tasting?
What is that?
You need to know where the restrooms are. Hey, we're drinking a lot of water right over there, I think. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Do you think water has taste?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Why? What's H2O?
The minerals.
Here we go. You're already a water sommelier. I don't need even to be here. I already know everything.
Oh no. So we're going to be essentially tasting different minerals.
Yes. So we're not really tasting the water, we're tasting the minerals in the water.
Yes.
Okay, so first one, we're going to the United States, to Arkansas. Mountain Valley, I think it's a very famous brand, one of the most iconic brands besides Saratoga here from the States. They are bottling these waters since over 100 years. And I consider this a very good water. Has a TDS, total dissolved solid, so the over milk composition, what you can measure in each water, of 220. And you will see the numbers will grow or go down depending where it's from. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Tastes like water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like water, hopefully.
There's nothing exciting.
No. It's like, it's the first water, so it's like, it would be weird when we're immediately going like, oh, it tastes like this or that.
Yeah.
But it's a nice, easy, drinkable water. It's smooth, I think, on the palate. It's not bitter, it's not salty. It's a nice, easy, enjoying water. 220 TDS is almost mineral water quality because the FDA says every water higher than 250 is considered a mineral water. Versus under 250 means it's just a spring water.
Okay.
But every mineral water needs to come from a spring source.
Yes.
Very important.
That's a really good distinction you just made.
Yeah.
This brand in particular has been getting a lot of heat lately where people have been commenting about
arsenic.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. Arsenic in the grounds.
What are your thoughts on this?
It's so crazy.
Let's go deep.
So this thing is, first of all, I understand it's a terrible word. Arsenic, no, arsenic. They're not adding poison to water. It's a natural occurring element in our grounds. And by the way, even the water quality report of their homepage says it's non-detectable. Others, third parties, saying there's maybe 1 parts per billion in it. And now they're freaking out that this might be in there. Do you know about brown rice? How much arsenic is in brown rice?
I know there's a lot.
Around 145 parts per billion. So why is not everybody screaming about brown rice and everybody suddenly screams about that when brown rice has 145 times more arsenic dissolved naturally than Mountain Valley has? And I think it's all about the context. And when you're so afraid about it, drink something else.
Yeah.
But don't tell me I cannot drink Mountain Valley anymore because it's poisoning. It's absolute nonsense. I'm sorry.
You heard it here.
That's absolute nonsense. Okay, the next one. We're going a little bit higher in minerality now. Now we actually have a mineral water in front of us, 340 TDS.
Okay.
220, 340.
Okay.
The interesting part about this water is it comes from Denmark. And now you will be very excited because I can do magic. I'm not just your personal water sommelier, I'm the Harry Potter of waters.
Okay.
I look like Harry Potter with my glasses. And I can turn this into a slightly cloudy, almost milk thing. So let's see. It looks like, it's actually non-carbonated water. It's a still water. It looks like water to you, but let's see what's happening when I shake this bottle.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
That's beautiful. Oh
It
my
becomes
gosh.
completely cloudy. And you see like super tiny bubbles suddenly.
Yeah.
And now they're disappearing down there. They're swirling, but they are almost disappearing now. So what do you think what that is?
Well, that's the oxygen.
Yes. So when I do this with Mountain Valley, it doesn't do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it does. Because when I do this again, it's not that extreme anymore, but still, you clearly can see it.
Yeah.
So Iskilde means ice spring in the Danish language, and cold water holds more oxygen than warm water does. So when they're bottling this water under very cold temperatures, this water has more oxygen dissolved, and you clearly can see it right now again, than all other waters ever been found. Does it has any health benefits besides drinking it, hydration? Absolutely not. It's
a little bit more.
It's a lie when people say, oh, you need to add oxygen, and I see like an arrow one, you can buy oxygenated water. It's absolutely a marketing gimmick because I'm not a fish. And the cool thing about oxygen, what's really as a benefit, it will kind of like decanting a wine, it will open up your mouth and open up your palate, that you can taste other things really good afterwards.
Oh, really?
That's the only benefit about oxygenated waters.
Open up your palate.
Yes, but there is no health benefits besides hydration.
So if you're gonna have something like some caviar or something like really exciting, you won't want to have this oxygen.
Or maybe a glass of champagne. Before a glass of champagne, drinking Iskilde, like an oxygenated water, that's actually really fun. What do you think? Do you think there's a taste difference?
Absolutely.
I think this
More
water.
the
Yeah.
the viscosity is different. The
the
way
texture.
it feels in my mouth.
I think it's slightly sweeter. It has a little bit saltier aftertaste later on because there's more minerality to it. But it has this very round and smooth and almost sweet first impression. What I think this water has. What I really like about Iskilde. I'm a big fan of that water. Next one, we're going to Australia.
Ooh, okay.
This one is already now a little bit crazy because this has a TDS of 1,300.
Oh wow! So we're jumping up.
Yes,
Quick.
and this water I had on the Netflix show was Down to Earth with Zac Efron. And Anna Kendrick was in that show as well, and she could not believe how different this water tasted. She was like, Martin, what did you give me there? 3 bays from Australia. Incredible, amazing water. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Yeah, that's so different. It's so different.
I got nervous to try it. I was so excited.
It's thicker. It's almost like, this is like non-fat milk versus whole milk. The texture is totally different. It's way heavier on my palate.
Yeah.
It clearly has the saltiness in the aftertaste, but this very smooth mouthfeel in the beginning. This has more electrolytes than a Gatorade from nature.
This is really awesome.
This is a natural sports drink.
This was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Saratoga from the East Coast, very famous brand as well. They're bottling this water from Saratoga Springs. The original of that water is super old. Since over 100 years, people knew the benefits of drinking Saratoga water. Cheers. Bubbles. So it's a still water and they're adding the carbonation artificially to it. The TDS is 40, so it's super low in minerality.
So I bet the listeners would like to know what makes a spring carbonated as opposed to still.
So all these 4 actually are still waters. The only thing what Saratoga does on the sparkling version, because they have a still version as well, they're adding the carbonation artificially to it, so infusing CO2 artificially afterwards.
Okay.
These 2 are natural carbonated waters. That means you have old volcanic reactions in the grounds as well. There's old magma and there's CO2 nestled between the stone layers, and when rainwater passes through the different stone layers, it will pick up this CO2 as well. Now from a pH standpoint, the water becomes slightly acidic and has more dissolving power and will extract even more minerality. That's the reason the natural occurring carbonated waters are always super high in TDS.
Okay.
So these 2 are extremely high. So bonjour, the next one
I can't wait to try it.
we're gonna taste is 5,000 TDS.
Oh, wow.
So now we're going nuts. I love natural carbonated waters because I think they're unique and interesting. A lot of people just don't know that this is even a thing, that water can be natural carbonated.
Yeah, see, these bubbles are smaller, like
Yeah.
a really fine champagne.
So, okay, Borjomi from the country of Georgia, not the state of Georgia. We're going to the country of Georgia, right next to Russia. So East Europe, TDS 5,000.
Okay.
That's like insane.
Oh boy.
It has even an odor. That's the fun part. This water smells.
Oh, it's interesting.
Oh yeah. It's very metallic, very salty. That was my COVID test during the COVID times. It's
Put baking soda.
yeah. It tastes so intense. It's like an Alka-Seltzer. It tastes like an Alka-Seltzer.
This would be good if you have a stomach ache after.
That's the reason they're drinking
Full of
it.
sodium, but-
That's the whole point why people drink it. It's 2,000 milligrams of sodium.
Oh, there we go.
And they're not even expensive. We're talking about like between $2 and $3. All these
Okay.
bottles. They are not expensive.
How much is this one a bottle?
Its guild is around $4.
And this
Around $3 to $4 as well.
bad.
But again, good water does not need to be expensive.
Right.
That's very important to me. This is like this whole idea about, oh, it's $100,000 water.
100,000.
I heard there was some crazy guy once with Diplo and 2 Chainz who was drinking a $100,000 bottle of water.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did this water come from?
He looked almost like me. Little longer hair, but he looked almost like me. Even he had the same name like me. And he's a water sommelier. Maybe it was even me. But this idea behind that was, the idea for that video was, back in the days, we wanted to do a water tasting and we needed to find a way how people clicking actually on that video on YouTube, and somehow it worked out because it has 20 million views now, that video. But the overall idea was always, I wanted to showcase that water had taste.
Yeah.
But because a water is high priced does not mean it's better or tastes better. There's no best tasting water in general.
When you go to a restaurant, they ask you, do you want tap water or do you want filtered water, bottled or tap? And it's like, well, I always ask, what kind of filtered, what kind of
Correct.
bottle?
Same here.
Because that's going to make a huge difference on whether I want it.
That's when you have a water menu.
And
But
sometimes
let's-
I'm just not going to drink any water if the options are not that
No,
great.
I'm with you. Going to Russia, 10,000 TDS.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You said we were going to do some crazy stuff today. This one is
I
crazy.
told you. I told you.
Whoa.
No, this is crazy.
Okay.
Esentuki number 4, it's around 10,000. They have Esentuki number 17 as well, what's even higher than that.
This one's interesting.
But again, this is not for daily hydration anymore. This is medicine. This is literally like a supplement, a medical supplement. And you should not even drink this on a daily basis.
Hi, after this, are we going to be able to do the podcast?
Do you know what, Lindsay? It's so funny. I did an interview for ABC News for many years ago. And the person who interviewed me, we tasted 20 different waters in an hour. And she like was standing right next to me and she almost was drunk.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at her, I saying, are you okay?
Well, she was finally hydrated.
Correct. And she like this extremely high mineral content water, so I gave her, she had a reaction to it.
Really?
And she felt like she was drunk. She was tipsy. And I was like, are you okay? And she's like, I don't know. And it was very interesting to see for me that yes, water can have an impact on your body besides
yeah.
hydration.
Absolutely.
And there is more to discover. And I encourage everybody who still thinks, oh, it's all the same, get yourself into these crazy waters and you will suddenly realize, oh my God, water can be so much more than just water. And that's the reason I created water menus, because what you just said about the restaurants, and it drives me nuts. It's all about options in the restaurant business. You have different appetizers, you have different main courses, you have different cocktails, you have different wines, beers, you have different liquors, you have a mixologist. Everything is about option.
Yeah.
But when it comes to water, we're suddenly thinking that one brand is enough. And maybe people will say, I love Mountain Valley, but others will say, no, I like actually Borjomi. So why not giving an option to people? And that's the reason we have water menus these days. And you can see here, we literally explaining as well what's actually in the waters. And then every water has a page. And we're putting down what's actually in the water, a little story to the water and a taste profile to each water.
The taste profile.
And that's the way it should be. And because we are offering tap water as well, we're putting
taste
this,
profile
we
for the
have
Los Angeles Town.
Los Angeles tap water in the water menu.
Okay, what's
And it should be.
the Los
Because-
Angeles tap water is slightly sweet and in between smooth and complex.
Correct. But this should be in the water menu because I believe nobody needs to buy water.
We
We're
didn't
offering...
put taste like chlorine or anything.
No, because we're filtering it. That should be filtered. I think every restaurant should actually filter their tap water these days. It should be mandatory.
Yeah.
And tap water should never be charged for. It drives me nuts when I see restaurants charging suddenly for filtered tap water. I see it more and more times. And they're giving you the option.
It's only in LA.
Oh, we charge you $2 and then you can use so much tap water in your body. See, are you crazy? That's crazy talk. No, that should be mandatory.
Go to a restaurant that does that,
Yeah. No, I've been to restaurants. Medicine. We said about Borjomi. And I said Turkey could be medicine. So this is a 160-year-old water bottle out of Germany. It says Selters here. So the German word for seltzer.
Yeah, the German are known for their seltzer.
And this used to be a medicine bottle. So this
Can I
is what,
touch it?
yeah, sure. And this is what used to be water bottles used to look like. It was clay bottles. And when people were too sick to go to the spa towns to treat themselves on the healing powers of these waters, the spa people started to send out the medicine to the people.
Oh, wow.
So the origin of very traditional, like single-used containers were actually medicine. That was not meant for hydration. It was meant for medicine.
Why does it say 69 on the back?
I have no clue. European style, huh? We always a little bit freaky in Germany, even back in the days.
This is the medicine?
But pretty cool, huh? Hey,
Alright,
we
that's
all know
cool.
pleasure helps as well with all of that.
Absolutely.
Nice. You feeling hydrated?
I am.
What's your favorite water so far?
Okay.
On the 6 ones.
Well, I think going back to what we talked about, it's going to depend on the situation.
Mhm.
Situationally, if my stomach needed some, I don't know, like if it felt tight and I just needed to relax it a little bit, I'd probably
Yeah.
have this one.
Yeah.
For everyday hydration, I would say this
The
would
3
be
base.
top. Yeah. If I was going to go out to dinner and I wanted to appreciate my food a little more, I would probably do
Here
this
we go.
one.
Here we go. Look at that. And I love this. And it's exactly, and you're absolutely right, Tracy. And that's the reason I love you, because you clearly showcased that there is no best water. It depends on your lifestyle, which water you should choose. And I think this is very important for people who don't want to drink alcohol anymore, maybe for a religious reason, maybe for health reasons, maybe for reasons because they're saying, I just don't want to be drunk, maybe for business reasons. There is options.
Yeah.
Cool.
Learned something here today. Thank you for sharing. I learned a lot today.
Absolutely. Always here for you, Tracy.
How about we go talk a little bit more? Because, okay, here's the thing. There's a lot of controversy that you stir up.
I like it.
All right?
I'm fully hydrated. That's the whole point.
I'll take you into the studio and kind of like dissect this.
Okay,
a little
cool.
bit. Let's have some
I love
fun.
it.
All right.
Thank you.
So let's fill up these glasses first.
Okay. Which one do you want?
I want this one.
Okay.
please.
Here we go. And Olaf, a good friend of mine who owns this spring, he will be so happy
Mhm.
that you'll love his water.
I love it. All right. Thank
Love.
you.
And to steer the controversy, I'm over to Mountain Valley. Huh?
All right. Mine's a little more colorful. Let's do it.
Cool.
Martin, welcome back into the studio.
Thank you.
Last time I saw you was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's too long.
All right. It's way too long.
We're living pretty close to each other. Like, I'm in LA, you're in San Diego. That's not that far.
You're in LA. We need to play a little more.
I think so too.
Okay, so let's get something straight here. How do you say water sommelier? Sommelier?
Sommelier.
Sommelier.
So, and that is the fun part already. So sommelier is actually a term for wine people, because some wine sommeliers have very big issues that they are water sommeliers these days. And I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if they're afraid because not everybody drinks wine anymore these days, if they're like a little bit afraid about their career choices or whatever. I don't know what it is. But the origin of the sommelier term is a French term. It was a person who provided beverages in general. It was not just wine.
Oh.
So, and I think now these days a sommelier is more like a term used for an expert.
Okay.
But when I called myself back in the days, when I had like my first water menu in 2005 in Germany, and I didn't like the term water sommelier in the beginning, I thought like, yeah, I'm more like a water expert. I know a lot about water. People thought I'm working for the Department of Water and Power. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I have nothing to do with your toilet. Like maybe afterwards when you visit me, but not in the beginning.
Right.
So, and I realized, okay, the media started told me I'm a water sommelier, and so I was running with this, and I don't have a problem with this. But these days, I'm always saying in my videos, I'm your personal water sommelier, but in my tag it says as well, I'm your water advocate. It's very important to me. Like a lot of things is about water advocacy these days.
What does water advocacy mean to you?
let's be honest, millions of people don't have access to clean, safe drinking water on this planet. Actually 2.2 million people in the United States don't even have running tap water at their home. 2.2 million people in the United States. And a lot of people always say like, oh, there's a water sommelier, that's just for the rich people. That's not the idea at all what I had with the water menu. I always wanted to give options to people because I believe nobody should be forced to do something. I'm a very strong believer of drinking tap water. You should filter it definitely in the United States because the tap water qualities can be very outrageous these days. Let's say, I want to be nice. Let's say it like that. And I know there's a lot of passionate people working in that industry as well. They're really trying their best to provide safe and clean drinking water in your taps. The problem is the infrastructure. So it's not really the people who are providing that. It's more like the infrastructure what we're facing these days. So I want to make sure that we all understand that water has value. And that's what I do with my videos.
You and I can definitely agree on that, that water is precious.
Yes.
It's something that we come in contact with about 25 times a day between washing our hands, using the bathroom, washing our fruits and vegetables, drinking water. It's essential for life.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that we can come together on that. We also have a lot of things that we do not agree on.
I want to say that.
We've got a lot
Let
of
me
things
know
that-
what.
juicy things that
Let's talk about the elephant in the
right,
room.
let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay. No, you cause a stir on social media, and a lot of the people that are friends of mine or advocates for certain things, it's like, wow, there is a lot of energy and heat there. Let's talk about this.
I'm a very energetic person, first of all. And I think when you don't know me and you suddenly see a video about me, how I maybe like stir the pot a little bit, I may be coming over a little like, what the hell is this guy doing? And I think my German accent actually helps on that sometimes because people think I'm like super upset and very intense. And I'm just said, I love you. And but it feels like, oh my God, he's yelling.
Yeah.
And I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But I realize as well, for me, it's all about facts. And actually, I think we agree actually on a lot of things because I'm not against hydrogen water. I'm not against deuterium depleted water or something like that. I'm against when people making outrageous claims to that. Because so far, what I was reading on it, and I'm not a scientist, I need to read, I need to Google stuff as well, and I'm trying my best. That's the reason I'm not an influencer or content creator, big difference. I'm trying to do my research first and then finding my research and putting this into my videos. And I'm always saying in a lot of videos as well, please fact check me too. I can make mistakes. I would never say like, I'm God, I know everything. Like, I'm not the almighty here. We're all learning from each other. I think that's the meaning of life, actually.
Yeah.
To learn from each
It
other.
makes
I think
life
that's the
fun.
reason. That's the reason I'm sitting here as well, because when I would say Tracy is crazy, I don't like what she's doing, I wouldn't sit here. But I appreciate actually what you do because we both want the same. We want the best for the people. And what I don't like when people suddenly telling me that hydrogen water is suddenly the cure for everything. I have a problem with that because so far science says we need more research. There may be some benefits to it, what could be great. And I love the benefits. I want the benefits for the people. But I think as well, before we don't have clearly showcased the benefits in long-term studies, the money I have to pay for certain things maybe doesn't work for me. That does not mean it doesn't work for you. Totally different thing.
Yeah.
I'm just here to bring facts to topics. It might be sometimes controversial for some people, and that's fine because I'm very, when I do videos, I try to entertain the videos as well. So I'm not like sitting there and like, oh, we need to just do more research. But when I see people making outrageous claim, I will make outrageous videos. I'll make fun of them. Sorry.
Let's talk about one that got the most attention. What was this video and what were you talking about?
Like, look, it's about water crystals. And I love the idea even. I think it's a beautiful fairy tale. I love fairy tales. And for me as a water sommelier, that a fairy tale talks about water, I think is great. The idea behind water crystals. And there was this very, very famous person, Mr. Emoto, Masuro Emoto from Japan. And he created some books, what are best-selling books. And he said, water can carry more than just minerals. It can carry feelings, And he described this by water crystals. So what he did, he said, for example, good thoughts, or like he said to the water, I love you. He crystallized this and there was a beautiful crystal picture coming in. But when he said, hey, what's up? And then beep, I don't want to say return it now, but like cursing to a water, the water would not be beautiful in crystals. And I love the idea. I think it's a beautiful, again, for me, it's a fairy tale. I think it's a great idea. But now think about like really what that means. Because does water understand every language spoken on this planet? Does water understand how a dog barks? Like, is it now positive or negative? Does water understands when I actually I say something, but I'm lying? Does water understand this as well? So it's like, the crystals will be bad when I'm actually lying to you, but I said something positive? Like, there's already a problem for me with this whole idea. Then I looked at the immortal person by himself, and people saying, oh, he was a doctor and he was a scientist. First of all, he was not a scientist, he was a pseudoscientist, because his doctor title came from a school in India, and the school was later shut down for fraudulent behaviors. They sold actually doctor titles. He was not a real doctor. First problem. Second, he was offered $1 million to replicate his findings from his books in normal, regular lab conditions. That's what science actually is.
Yeah.
And every science would say, absolutely, I'm happy to showcase my science. When you won a Nobel Prize, for example, you can replicate these findings. He refused to do that. That's a problem for me.
Yeah.
And again, when you believe in water crystals and it helps you in your life, I love it for you. I would not even argument about this. But when you're going online and you're suddenly telling me that these water crystals is actually real science, because I just had to debunk again a person out there, his meaning of that video was actually very good, because he said, when I say very bad words to you, I can harm you mentally. And I absolutely agree with him.
Yeah.
Positivity, self-motivation, I'm absolutely into it. When you feel comfortable with yourself and you're positive about yourself, I think you're less be harmed or even be sick than a person who's all the time depressed. I think mental health is something super serious and we should take care of it very, very seriously. And I think a lot of actually sickness can come from mental health. But what this person did, he said he used Mr. Emoto's findings as real science. And that's not true. That's a problem. And then what's really harmful is there are water companies out there, for example, Liquid Death, who are playing with the word of death. There are people actually out there who are saying liquid death is poisoning. It's absolutely bad to drink that water because the water crystals will be not good in that water. And obviously this is now nonsense. First of all, when I drink water, it's not in crystal form, it's in liquid form. So this whole idea about crystals will have an impact on the water is pretty much meaningless, because when I drink water, it's in liquid form, not in crystal form. So again, it's like religion. When you believe in a God, I'm so happy for you. And it helps you in your lifestyle. I'm extremely happy and you should believe in God. But don't tell me that your God is the only way. Don't tell me your God is better than my God, what maybe I believe in, because then I have a problem. And that is where my controversy starts. I don't have a problem with the things they're saying. I have a problem how they telling me suddenly I have to do my lifestyle. That's problematic to me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing that. You don't have a problem with what they're saying, but if what they're saying is something that they're pushing on you,
correct,
then that's
and they
what there's a
think
problem.
it's real science, and it's not. When somebody tells me Mr. Emoto was a real scientist, that's just clearly a lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie and it needs to be debunked.
So there's two parts to this that I see. I appreciate you sharing that and breaking it down. I think that's going to be really helpful for a lot of people. And you're right about scientists throw out his research because he couldn't replicate it. And like you said, if we want to call something science, we need to be able to replicate it.
Yes.
So you can't look at his work and say this is actually scientific. But what I do appreciate about his work is there was something there. Like, maybe we're not able to replicate it, but why did some of the crystals look like they were coherent and others didn't. There's something more for us to discover here that we don't know yet. And that's what I love about what came out of it. Now, when people are trying to say this is science and it's an exact, like his work is scientific, then we do have trouble there. And especially when companies are using his work to sell a
Correct.
product.
Yeah.
That's when we can say, okay, I want to pull back a little bit, maybe pause and ask more questions.
My theory, what I think, and I did a video about it because I did crystallization of water as well. I put different names on these petri dishes. I froze them all in. And then you can see that on my video, I created a story based on what I saw in the crystals. And I think this is what Mr. Immortal did. So what he did, he looked at the crystals, he found beautiful crystals and said, these are the positive thoughts what I had. And then he saw some crystals what were not so beautiful. And he said, yeah, these are the bad words I had. Again, for me, it's more like a fairy tale. And like to tell me this is real science, imagine our body is 60% water. Your brain is up to 80% water. When it would be true that with my even feelings, what I have, I can alternate the meaning of water. That means when I would think very strongly, I can give you now sickness. Because I could bring my thoughts, my really bad thoughts, what I maybe have, I don't have them about you, but think about it, just like from a scientific standpoint, that would be able that I put something negatively into you. And I don't think we can do that. I don't believe in that. So therefore, I have a huge problems with this whole water crystal thing. For me, it's like religion. It's a beautiful story. I think it's a great story. I would love that story to nurture it as a story. It's not science.
So this is
very important.
So you did a post about it. What did you say? Like, tell us a little bit about this post and what kind of like.
Yeah, for example, I had these 6 petri dishes. I crystallized them. In the one petri dish, there was suddenly a ring. It looks like a ring. And I said, yeah, this is the meaning of love because I'm married to a beautiful wife. Could be great. I could think about this. Look, this crystal clearly shows it to me that I showed love to my wife through the ring, and the ring clearly showcased that I'm in love with my wife. It was a made-up story. It was a made-up story.
Yeah.
You can easily do that. I can tell you the craziest things about water. When people believe this, great. And it's not even negative. I think it's amazing. When, again, this is what, for me, what religion is. When they're telling me a story about certain things and it makes me better as a person, I think it's great. You should nurture this. We should do that. When I become better from that, I think it's a benefit to it. But don't tell me that this is real science. That's where I have an issue with. That's for me the only problem. The other one is vertexing water. I understand there's some controversial about it, but I understand the benefit of the idea that water needs in movement. And we all know that stacked water in a pond, we just see it on the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C., algae can grow. But in an ocean when water is in motion, it's harder to grow maybe bad things in it.
Yes.
So I understand even the concept of vertexing water.
Yeah.
But don't tell me it has any crazy health benefits suddenly. That's where my line starts again. Yeah? And when I see suddenly an influencer clearly is doing a paid post by a company who's selling these vertex machines, and they suddenly tell me that filtered water will dehydrate you, that's just wrong. And this needs to be called out. And when I see then suddenly the company calling me out, Martin, the only way you should delete this post because it's not okay what you said. He's saying it's not okay that I clearly called out this influencer to telling me that water will dehydrate me. That's just ridiculous. That statement is ridiculous.
You know what's interesting is I love in this world that we all have different perspectives and we see the world with different eyes too. And also that just because I have one experience and you have different experience doesn't make either of ours maybe incorrect, right? So I think maybe this influencer who, I don't know who it was, but who said that water is, tap water is dehydrating.
Correct. Filtered water is dehydrating.
So that's that kind of statement is a black and white statement,
Correct.
right? That filtered water, from what I understand, is your body has to do more work to pull minerals from your system, to mineralize it, to get it structured into its coherence. So we all know that our body does all this work to make it into this beautiful structure that can get into the cells. And that's what the minerals do, is help with the pH and the balance of our intracellular, extracellular fluids. And so there could be some truth to that, but it's not completely true, because any water you drink is going to hydrate you, but your body needs to do a little bit extra hard work to do it.
Correct.
So it's kind of, I think the, I really feel like a lot of it comes from the intention too. What's the intention of the person that is the intention that they're trying to sell something to me, and they're so committed to this idea because the reasoning is something that's not necessarily purely education, then that's where we can maybe get ourselves into trouble.
I think that's the problem in general with influencers these days. And first of all, I don't call myself influencer because I hate the word influencer. It drives me completely nuts.
We're content creators.
Correct. We are content creators because the big difference that we are all on the same page. An influencer is a person who uses his following to push products on them. They most of the times have no clue what they're talking about. Like literally no clue. A content creator is a person who makes research first and put then their research or their findings on the internet. And for me, I'm very clear about it. I'm studying water since 2005. So it's a long time now.
That's about the same time I started.
So it's really like there is so much more to discover because we both believe in it. Water is not just water. And I totally agree with you as well about the importance of minerality, because I know when I'm going to the gym, I'm losing a lot of sweat and I can bring back a lot of minerals very fast by drinking high content mineral water because it will penetrate my cells faster. That's just a scientific fact. Versus purified water would maybe even lower my sodium content, overall sodium content. I'm already leaching out a lot of minerals due to my sweat. Now I'm dumping in all this super low sodium water, what is highly processed filtered. And now I'm worried why I have suddenly a headache. Yeah, because your sodium level is completely down. It's called maybe water intoxication. There's actually problems. People can die on that. But people don't know
if this content creator said that when they were saying that tap water can be dehydrating, maybe that's where they were going with it. And sometimes,
but they should not say it like that.
It was very black and white.
It's just wrong.
Because then we're telling people this is this and that's that. And sometimes I think there's facets to things.
Because every liquid will hydrate you. Even a beer, it will hydrate you.
There's facets to life in general.
A diet soda will actually hydrate you. It might be not the healthiest beverage. It will hydrate you. Let's be here clear what actually hydration is. Hydration, your body needs a liquid to survive. Absolutely, water would be the best liquid because it has 0 calories. It has minerals, essential minerals, hopefully when it's a mineral water, what gives you benefits besides just hydration. So this is great. But I can hydrate myself on Diet Coke day in, day out. I might be having a heart attack at one point. That's a different angle, but no, every liquid will hydrate you. And I understand nobody wants to hear it. And I've been red flagged once on the internet as well. But Martin said, you can hydrate on Coke Zero. This is ridiculous what he said. No, it's just the truth. When I would be in the desert and I wouldn't have water for the last 24 hours and somebody who gives me a Diet Coke, trust me, everybody will drink a Diet Coke and everybody will have benefits of that Diet Coke. Very positive benefits.
And negative too. There's the fact, right? We're going to have a positive benefit.
Again, I'm not saying that you should drink all the time Diet Coke.
Exactly.
But the statement that Diet Coke is dehydrating or the statement that purified water is dehydrating is just not
There's water in it, so
it's not true. Correct.
All right, let's talk about some other juicy topics because we're on the topic of water, and I had a question about that, about tap water. So you're very vocal about being pro tap.
Yes.
But you also say Americans should always filter it first.
100%.
With our aging infrastructure in situations like in Flint, Michigan, how broken do you think the system actually is right now?
This is the sad part, and I'm a very positive person on a regular basis, but I have almost a feeling we are already past the problem. We can fix it. And that has something to do with the size of this country as well, because it's so big. It's a huge country. And somehow nobody wants to talk about infrastructure because it's not really a sexy topic. Because building or like investing in infrastructure takes a while.
And it's not something you can see.
No,
right?
and
It's
you
not
and
like
it's
you're
not
building
seen
a
immediately.
beautiful
Correct.
building.
You don't build a beautiful arch in Washington, D.C., and everybody can see it. It's golden, showered, amazing, millions of dollars worth. Yeah, that's maybe beautiful, but that doesn't give me fresh and clean, safe drinking water at my place now. And I think we should spend our tax money on a more infrastructure. I think it's very, very important. And again, it's a very unsexy topic. It's an unsexy topic for political people to talk actually about it. The last administration tried their best to build actually the infrastructure package and to really fix a lot of things. For example, lead is not allowed to be, there needs to be lead-free pipes in the next 10 years, what I absolutely agree with. It's ridiculous and we still need to talk. That's even a discussion that lead should be not in pipes is crazy for me. But again, there are other crazy stuff these days suddenly where people talking about. I said once on the net, water is a human right, and I got flagged for it.
Wow.
People argument about that statement. No, it's not a human right. You see, are we like, where are we? This is not a human right. Water is not a human right anymore. And that is like then crazy for me. So no, I had actually Flint, Michigan tap water. They gave it to me for a documentary. Obviously, I wasn't drinking it because it was poisoning. It smelled like 2 lemon slices were squeezed up into your nose. It was crazy. The sad part was, and this is like where the problem is with infrastructure as well, it was actually from a safety standpoint, it was totally fine.
Really?
The problem was because they're looking for around 91 chemicals these days in your tap water. There could be up to 4,000 chemicals.
Yeah.
They're not even looking for that.
There's some that they're missing.
That's the issue.
Many that they're missing.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
And that's the reason
That's
I
a
highly
really
recommend.
important point
Yeah,
you just
and
brought
that's so even when it's safe by regulation does not mean it's safe.
Right.
So, and I don't want to scare people. I hate to scare people. And I don't even want to badmouth the Department of Water and Power. I don't want this either. Because I know I work with some of them and some people reach out to me and they actually want to fix it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to badmouth these people.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely agreeing because the most sustainable way to hydrate yourself is on tap. Let's be honest here. That's the most best way when you think about Mother Nature.
To most people, not everybody.
But you need to filter it in this country. It's sad that I have to say it, but you have to do it. Because again, we cannot rely on just the safety standards of the FDA or actually EPA, what controls the tap water quality. FDA controls bottled water. EPA controls the tap water qualities. And we cannot just rely on that. And it depends as well where you live. Some people using well water, so they need to run a water quality report first on their well to make sure they're getting the right filter, what they actually need. So when people reach out to me, so Martin, what are the best filter? You think, I don't know. I have no clue because I don't know where you live. I don't know which kind of water you have. But I have, for example, a reverse osmosis system. I'm very happy with this, but my reverse osmosis system is smart. It will remineralize. So I'm not filtering everything out. I bring the water almost to a zero, what reverse osmosis does, but then I remineralize to around 50 to 80 TDS. And that's for me a great water what I use for daily hydration even. I drink it sometimes. I have a lot of bottled water as well due to my job that I drink that obviously. But I drink this, I make my coffee, I cook with this, and I'm very happy with that technology.
I'm glad that you brought the part up about remineralizing it because many people know that there's this problem with our tap water in the sense that it's important to filter it. So people will get a reverse osmosis filter and not add the minerals. And that's how I got into water was I got really sick and was dehydrated. I was drinking too much filtered water and stripping my body of minerals. And the more thirsty I felt, the more water I would drink.
100%.
I kept stripping my body. And so it's something that seems so obvious, but maybe it's not. And it wasn't even to me in my early 20s, 24 years old. I'm like, oh, I have a reverse osmosis system. This is pure water. It was sold to me as this is the best water.
And this is what you just said, Tracy, and I'm so agreeing with you. The problem what we're facing, and that's like where a lot of people thinking, I think when they first thought a water sommelier is just a chill person for water companies. I'm actually the opposite. A lot of water companies hate me what I do because I debunk their marketing gimmicks. And the word pure is I have a huge problem with that. For two reasons. I'm German. Pure is a very bad word in the German history. Like, like no, 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 no. We should not go that route. And second, all these water companies is telling me we're pure, we're pure, we're pure. Then people say like, okay, that's pure water now. And then suddenly you see on TikTok, TDS meters, people putting them, that's not pure.
Right.
TDS of 50, this is poisoning. No,
TDS is
that's
just
actually
totally
great.
solids, which is
By
like
bottled
minerals.
water, that's actually amazing.
It could be minerals, but it also could be poisons. So
Could be
that's not
poisoning.
making the distinction.
But by tap water, it could be that. By bottled water, they run a water quality report first before they're bottling that. They know exactly what's in there. And when a water is at 2,500 TDS, they're looking very closely where this TDS is coming from. And when you see, for example, a Gerolsteiner, TDS of 2,500, but they see, oh, we have 380 milligrams of calcium in it.
Yeah.
We have the same amount of calcium in a glass of milk.
Yeah.
For lactose intolerant people, like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Then we know the TDS is good. So, and that's where this goes again, where my debunking starts. I had to debunk a person out of Beverly Hills who put the TDS meter in her tap water and then put it into distilled water and was wondering why distilled water was 0. And she thought that's now healthy and great and didn't understood what TDS actually means.
And that's what I love about you,
And she
your
scared
work.
people.
You're
And
helping
this was
people
bad.
understand. Yeah, because water is so essential to life.
Yes.
We can agree on that. It's so essential to life, but we are being sold different ideas, being marketed different things that can actually be deleterious to our health. And this word pure, like you're saying, can be very deleterious to our
Yes.
health because our body has to work so hard to pull minerals from other places to get that water at the right pH to be able to get into our cells and hydrate our cells. And if we're just drinking distilled or filtered water because someone on TikTok told us that we need the TDS to be 0, that's where we have
That's exactly the opposite what we want to see.
Yeah.
And that's the reason where I think a lot of controversial comes from, that people just hearing all the time pure water, and suddenly Martin says on the internet, when water is pure, don't drink it. And then you're like, what? Like, how is that even possible that this German guy who looks like Harry Potter with a German accent tells suddenly that water should not be pure, but everybody else tells me water should be pure.
Yeah.
And that is where that is. I think the context matters a lot of times, and I think a lot of people don't understand the context, what I'm actually saying, or they don't understand the facts behind it.
Here's what's fun. We get to get curious. If we don't understand something, we can ask more questions and get curious. And I get to play in Martin's world and be like, Martin, tell me more about that. Help me to understand. When you say that if it's pure, I shouldn't be drinking that, tell me more, please. Right. I want to learn. But for some reason, we can get offended when we don't understand something. And it's human nature.
Yeah.
It's human nature. It's not just like singling one person out. All of us have that where we don't understand something, you can easily trigger something. But this conversation is great because it's really opening up different facets to learning about water and things that can help us. The more we know, the more we can make better decisions for ourselves and advocate for ourselves. So when something's too black and white, I think that's where we get to ask more questions and go, well, tell me a little bit more.
The interesting part about this whole industry is sometimes people starting to be like extremely offended, but I never curse in my videos. Never. I never get personal. I would never call out somebody for the look or something like this or what they have. I never do this. I'm always professional. But yes, I can be very in your face sometimes with my reactions. And when I see a person reacting like with so many wrong informations, and they're trying to sell me, for example, a multi-level marketing device, and I think we can actually talk about this, because they all know that I'm against the Kangen machine. It's, and for people who don't know, it's an ionizing machine who can alter different pH levels, and it's a side effect you're creating hydrogen water. The hydrogen water, we all know, it's a gas as well, and the gas can evaporate very fast. So far, again, what I saw in the studies, when you want the benefit of hydrogen, you need to immediately drink it to actually get the hydrogen into your body. So this idea of creating hydrogen water, put it into a bottle and drink it tomorrow is already like, yeah, that's going to be problematic. That hydrogen will not have and again, what the study is saying so far, maybe have a high health benefit. They don't know 100% yet. There are some good benefits, what it looks like, but science just doesn't know yet extremely 100% if this is actually all full there. So what I have a problem with the Kangen people is that they're starting to make outrageous claims, and especially when it comes to health. And that's for me wrong. And when I see people actually suffering from a very, very bad disease, and the Kangen people suddenly tell them, oh, drink our water, and this disease will disappear, I have a huge problem. Because this machine is over $5,000. It's sold by multi-level marketing. That should be the first red flag. And when people say, oh, Martin, you just have a problem with MLMs, we're just calling it direct to consumer. It's a nice word for MLM. No, my problem is accountability. Because when a big company sells me a device in a regular store, but this company will break down on me, I can sue them or I can bring it back. When I buy Kangen and this distributor told me the craziest benefits what this machine does, but actually doesn't do it, I can maybe go after that distributor, but nobody does that. But I cannot sue the mother company. So the funny part is, these people who are pushing this Kangen machine online are all talking about health benefits. But I have an email from the mother company of Kangen, and they're clearly stating they are not allowed to do that. Why? Because then Kangen could be actually get sued, and they don't want to get sued. That's the whole business model of them. They let all these little distributors making wrong facts, alternative facts to this machine, and they saying, we didn't say that. Nope, we don't say that. And then they come up with these ideas of every hospital in Japan has this machine. It doesn't. It's absolutely nonsense. It's a myth. In Japan, everybody drinks Kangen water. Absolutely nonsense. I have a water sommelier out of Japan. She never heard about that machine. She's like, what? And she went to different hospitals and asked them, and they all like look at her like, what? Then they're saying it's a medical device. First of all, they're not allowed to say that. It's not a medical device under the FDA regulation. So, and when you're in the United States and saying it's a medical device, you're already lying, because it's not under the regulations here. In Japan, it is. But what is actually a medical device? And most of these Kangen people have no clue what that is. Medical device just means it's safe in use. So, for example, a surgeon glove is a medical device, but the glove will not give me any benefits. It's just safe to use, that this is okay to make an operation with that glove. That's all what that is. A bed where a person lays in after like when you're laying in a hospital bed, that's a medical device because it's safe to use. That thing will not get blown up in your face when I'm laying in that bed.
Interesting.
And that's the same with Kangen. Under the Japanese law, every ionizing machine, not just Kangen, every ionizing machine is a medical device. That just means it's safe for the operation of use because it creates something what you intake in your body.
So the term medical device
has
is
no health benefits.
Different description meaning than in the US.
It has no health benefits whatsoever. That does not mean because it's a medical device, it produces a medical graded water what has any health benefits. That does not mean what.
There we go again, talking about nuances.
Correct.
Like they're taking, yeah.
And that is where I have a problem with Kangen again. When you want to spend $5,000 on an ionizing machine, be my guest, do it. But don't tell me I can cure diseases with that.
Yes.
That's a problem.
I do have a problem with that when you're selling something and telling someone you're going to cure a disease.
That's just disgusting.
Because there are a lot of very sick people out there.
My mother says survivors.
They're looking for help. They want help, and we become desperate. I know when I was really going through it, you become desperate. It's like, I'll pay whatever, I'll do whatever. I just want to feel good. And if you're not a scientist or somebody that's done all and when I say research, now everyone's a researcher on Google and whatever platform AI.
Yeah.
So it's almost like that word feels diluted. But if it's not something that's in my wheelhouse, then I'm going to look to somebody that is considered an expert in it and trust them. And that's
Right.
what we
So
can
for
do.
me, the Kangen machine, when you want to drink it, you feel better with that machine. Amazing. Good. Spend the $5,000. Enjoy your machine. I wouldn't do that because it doesn't give me this benefits what they're telling me online.
Well, I
That's
love
my
to use
problem.
the hydrogen tablets because I do believe in the benefits of hydrogen, and anecdotally I feel them. I also think you can get those benefits for $1 a tablet if you want to do that.
Here we go.
And it's
And again,
like right there.
when you personally feel better, and this is the same even for me with Kangen, when you think your machine actually helps you and you feel better with that machine, please buy this machine. But don't push that machine on others and tell and make outrageous claims. Then we are clearly have a borderline, and that's my problem. That is all what I do. I'm not against this. I'm just against misinformation on the internet. That's my peep. And this is where sometimes people getting a little bit confused, I think, because they feel attacked personally.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that. I attack what they just said. I just debunk their wrongdoings.
I'm glad that you
That's
said
a big
that.
issue.
That's a big distinction.
Yes.
Is you're not attacking someone personally, you are questioning the information.
Correct. And when I call somebody out to replicate,
and you do it passionately.
Yeah, no, I know, and I know. But when I say, can you please do your water crystal experience with me in the room, and they block me right after, I'm sorry. That's for me like, yeah, that proved my point now. That's for me then my proving my point.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can learn from each other. So let's go into the AI data systems. This is huge.
Oh yeah.
Data systems and contamination reports are becoming more visible to the public. Do you think that transparency is helping, or are people just getting more confused?
First of all, water is a transparent product, and water should be transparent in general. And the whole thing, it's very interesting because we don't want to be political, obviously, in this podcast, but water is very political, let's be honest. But when I hear somebody saying, oh, we should maybe rewrite some history, or we should maybe, some history doesn't need to be taught anymore, that doesn't mean that the history is suddenly gone. And again, with my German background, we learned in school about the very bad things what happened in Germany, how it led to this whole terrible thing what happened in Germany, and to the disgusting things what happened there. That does not mean we should not talk about it. We should actually talk about it every day, because we need to confront ourselves with history, that we can learn from history to don't make the same mistakes again. So the same with AI and the problematic that obviously AI centers using way too much water, and that everybody understands, yes, machines love water. And machines love fresh water, what we are drinking, because the high mineral content in these machines would break down the machines, because we all learn through the water cycle, hopefully. When you evaporize, what machines doing to chill them down, they evaporize water. This residues of TDS would stay behind, and that's the reason your coffee machine can break when you're putting mineral water into your coffee maker all the time. That's not a good idea. Therefore, we have different waters for different needs.
Right.
There's no best.
The machines need the distilled water.
Correct. The machines,
Not me.
distilled water is great for that, but not for your car battery as well. For your humidifier, distilled water. That's the way distilled water is invented, not for drinking purposes. So these data centers needs more and more water. And now what we're facing is, and last year it happened already, the data center used more water than all bottled water companies together in the United States. And that's just crazy talk. And now when I see suddenly people are literally using AI for everything, and by the way, guys, AI is not always right. Like, AI has so many mistakes. AI is literally nothing else than a glorified search engine. And when you put the wrong information into a search engine, it will pop up the wrong information as well to you. please, 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 guys, do not believe everything what AI says is true. Because it's not. It's absolutely sometimes it's completely wrong.
Yeah.
And I see it when I use sometimes AI, and I use it very, very small. I really try to avoid AI at all costs, because I know the downside what AI does.
You don't want your brain to turn to mush?
For example, do you know what I just saw, Tracy? And this is no crazy talk. I saw, and it was not clickbait video, it was a real video. I saw somebody, he didn't understood and could not read an analog clock anymore. What I think is horrendous already. You cannot understand an analog clock anymore. It's like, guys, like, what is the school system teaching you these days? Anyhow,
You needed AI to read it?
he took a picture of the analog clock and put it into AI and asked, what time is it?
Oh, goodness.
And this was too much for me. Like, I almost had a heart attack. Too much how much water you just like flush down the toilet pretty much. Like, no, this is crazy. And so for me, I'm very concerned about AI data centers. There's huge problems with water injustice, obviously, because we're using more and more of these data centers. And when I would be you and you're living in an area where they're trying to build a data center, fight to not have a data center right next to you. Your water pressure will be
samples of the water near. I mean, what's happening?
We already have a huge infrastructure problem to get good water to the people. Do you really think our current infrastructure can figure that out? To even now provide water for all the data centers? No, it can't. Our infrastructure is not built for this. And we need to, let's face it here, let's face the problem what we're facing. We are not there yet. We cannot have data centers and clean, safe drinking water for the people. We just don't.
So we're basically in a time.
You know, and again,
like
I don't want to be so bad. I don't want to be so negative, but there's a huge problem.
I don't think it's about being negative. I think it's awareness.
Yes.
And saying.
It's called woke, I heard. Awareness.
Woke? Okay, we're woke now.
The word woke is suddenly bad. It's so funny.
We're seeing something of like a direction of where we're going, right? And you've seen the samples, almost everyone's seen on some social media outlet or some outlet where the water is just, it looks almost like dirty, orange or brown. And we're thinking, okay, could this be our future? Where you open up the tap and
this is where I feel very bad about it, because I'm so afraid that clean and safe drinking water will be just something for the rich people. And I don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm fighting every day. Like, I don't, like when I've been to water tastings when a very wealthy person invites me to a water tasting for a fun, entertaining piece. Sure, I mean, I need to make money. We all need to make money. It's my business as well. But that's not my passion. My passion is actually to help a person from the Midwest to save their money, to not buy some crazy waters, what they believe through marketing is suddenly curing whatever. Like, I'm trying to debunk that. Save your money. Save your money on the right things you should. Like, eat maybe more vegetables. That's way healthier than to buy suddenly high pH water.
You know what's interesting?
Like, this is crazy.
Now that you've shared and we've explored in Martin's world here, we're playing in your playground, we get to hear your perspective and your passion and what drives you. And what I'm hearing is that you want to help educate people so they can make good decisions for themselves. So someone you said like in the Midwest who is trying to get healthy isn't going to spend a bunch of money on something when they don't have to.
Correct.
And now, hearing your mission and your vision and your passion, it gives a different perspective of your page.
For example, what I see very concerning right now, it's not really my topic, but supplements. Like, supplements, first of all, are not controlled at all in America. There's no agency who controls actually supplements. Yeah. That's a huge problem. They could put whatever they want in there. And I have a feeling there's a lot of placebo as well in these products. Mm-hmm. And I see all these influencers, especially health influencers, just talking suddenly about supplements. And when you open their shelves in the kitchen, they just have supplements suddenly in there. They don't have real food anymore. It's just supplements. And I was like, where are we as a society? Like, I strongly believe, again, and this is what my doctor on my last physical said to me as well, Martin, health is pretty much 50% what you're eating and drinking. Mm-hmm. Like, eating, not supplements. I mean, like, just eat good food.
The food, yeah.
Just drink good water.
Yeah.
And you will be fine. I don't need to have supplements for everything. And this is like where I called another person out who said like, oh, I need to purify my water completely down, and then I'm putting these and this supplements in it to make this, this, and this, and this, and this. He's saying, why are you doing this, all this mumbo jumbo? Just drink a spring water from nature, what's already in there.
Drink a spring water, yes.
Yeah, because let's
Cheers
be
to
honest,
that.
when you have a little pill, you dissolve it into water, that pill needs to be something is in there, what maybe has magnesium, calcium, potassium, whatever you want to put in that water, what the pill supposed to be does, but somehow they had to put the minerals together into a pill. So there's something else in it to actually combine these minerals
Oh, you're
to
talking
make it
about
as
the
a pill.
excipients.
Yeah,
the
whatever's in
magnesium
there.
stearate, the calcium dioxide.
You have no clue what's in there, maybe. Maybe it's not
Right.
beneficial anymore.
Yeah.
So therefore, like I don't use any supplements. I don't understand why I should use them. The same with me. Like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Martin, for sure, how you look like? Look, I'm turning 50 this year," and they're saying like, "So what are you doing to your body? Like, why you like you're good in shape?" So I work out, and they're like, "No, but I mean, like, what kind of supplements are you doing?" You saying nothing. Never did in my whole life. I don't even have any creams. Nothing. Skin creams. Nothing. I'm not using anything.
Really?
I don't do anything like that.
No creams.
I'm
Germans
healthy
do
lifestyle.
sauna though.
Yeah,
Nice
not even
sauna,
that.
right?
I don't like
You don't do
saunas.
sauna?
No,
Really?
I'm so
You're
like.
German.
I even have a very interesting lifestyle. A lot of people think like, oh, the water somebody doesn't drink. I drink. I love my beers. I love wine. So I'm like, no, I just have a normal lifestyle. I just know, should I eat steak every night? No. Have a balance. And I think that's where then for me all the supplements come in as well. Hydrogen water or depleted water, all this kind of stuff. Like when you think you need just that high pH water, for example, but you're just eating now cheeseburgers every day, trust me, this high pH water won't do not anything. It's all about balance in your life. Balance, balance,
And
balance.
about your mindset too, being happy. Like if you're enjoying life,
Correct.
you're gonna
And
be
we all know from
happier.
a scientific standpoint, a glass of wine is bad for you.
Mhm.
But I think from a mental standpoint can be very beneficial.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it will outweigh maybe the downside of alcohol to the positive side of mental wellness for me. To enjoy a glass of red wine with a good company after a very hard work day. I think that's more beneficial to me now than
Mm.
the health impact of the alcohol, what's maybe bad for me.
I can agree with you.
So
on
there's
that.
a balance.
Yeah.
It's all about balance.
It's all about mindset, really. If I'm happy and my perspective is like, wow, this is cool. I want to explore this. I want to enjoy. I want to get curious. Life's gonna be a lot more fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
So much
I've
easier on
been through
everybody.
my phases of being extremely extreme, and in the extreme phases came out of fear. They're from fear, right? Like
100%.
you know, the extreme eating, the extreme whatever it is, there's fear behind it. And when we can really look at what drives us and say, is this fear or is this love? Because in my opinion, we have two choices in every moment. To choose love for ourselves, love for others, love for
100%.
life, love
100%.
whatever it is, or to choose fear. And when we're making a decision out of fear, those have never been the best. Those have been always a bad decision on my end. And when I look at my history,
Totally with you,
decision made
Tracy.
out of fear was always a bad decision. A decision
Totally with
made
you.
out of love, I never regret.
Yeah.
Even if maybe it wasn't the outcome that I wanted, it's like I don't regret the decision out of love. So
Yeah, but we can learn from our mistakes as well.
yeah,
I think there's nothing wrong. And I think it's very important even to sometimes be not always on the same page. That's what democracy is all about, to discuss stuff. The problem what we're facing now, that we always take everything personal immediately. We don't need to curse each other. No, let's have a discussion about something. And imagine we would agree on every little item. That means how boring this world would be.
yeah.
Because then suddenly we're all agreeing on the same car. We would all suddenly agree on the same food. That means no more diversity. That means tacos every day in and out for everybody.
I don't want to see the same car on the road, all
No,
the same cars.
no, but imagine this, how boring this life would be when we would always agree. But the thing is, and this is what makes, I think, the United States great, because there is so much diversity, so many different cultures living together. Let's embrace that.
Yeah.
We don't need to be scared about this. In the end, we all want a cheeseburger on the 4th of July. No, but really, like, I don't care. We all want peace. We all want to have a happy family.
Yes.
So can we not agree on that?
Yes.
And let's work out the other issues. but let's not fight to each other all the time.
Yeah.
And it comes from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying the left is wrong or the right is wrong. Both sides needs to calm down. And this is where, that's the only thing where I clearly see the political people responsible for it. They need to be role models. They need to always de-escalate. And right now, in the heat of the moment, again, both sides just escalating. And that doesn't help. That doesn't help anybody. We need to de-escalate that we can all live together in peace. Because that's eventually that's all what we want. We want peace for everybody. At least me.
This has been an awesome time spending with you. Thank you for all of the wisdom that you shared with us. I'm always blessed by our conversation and just learning and being in Martin's world today. And I look forward to the next time that you're here.
In the end, Tracy, it's all about, I think, love for each other, love for yourself. And what I'm always saying in my videos, water is not just water. Let's be happy that we actually have it, because millions, again, don't have access to clean, safe drinking water. So this is the most luxurious things you can ever imagine, because again, many don't have it. And be responsible to it and see the value of what you have right here. Cheers. He's not thirsty. He wants to be outside.
Let's see if, let me bring the water to him.
Yes.
He's not thirsty.
Nope.
He's fine.
Are you hydrated, Theo?
How fast his heart is running, huh? Like,
I know.
this is crazy.